Hello, everyone, and welcome to another episode of Immigration Insight, the podcast dedicated to providing clarity and guidance on US immigration. I'm Suzanne, your host, and today we're diving into a visa option that's particularly valuable for international entrepreneurs, the E2 visa. We're joined by none other than Shah Peerally, an experienced immigration attorney and founder of the Shah Peerally Law Group. Shah, thanks for joining us.
Thanks, Suzanne. I'm excited to discuss the E2 visa, especially as it's a great pathway for investors, particularly those interested in owning franchises in the US.
Perfect. So, Shah, before we dive into specifics about investing in franchises, could you start by giving our listeners an overview of the main requirements for a successful E2 visa application?
Of course. The E2 visa is designed for investors from treaty countries who want to live and work in the US by investing in a US business. Here's a breakdown of the key requirements. 1. Treaty country nationality. The applicant must be a citizen of a country that has an E2 treaty with the US. 2. Substantial investment. The investment must be significant enough to support the business. While there's no specific minimum, typically, investments around $100,000 or more are favorable. Smaller amounts can qualify, but need to be sufficient to run the business successfully. 3. Non-marginal business. The business must not be considered marginal, meaning it should generate enough income to support the investor and their family, or have the potential for significant economic impact. This often includes creating jobs for US workers. 4. Active and operating business. Passive investments don't qualify. The business should be active, meaning it involves substantial operations rather than passive income. 5. Intent to depart. The applicant must demonstrate an intent to depart the US when their E2 status ends, though the visa can be renewed indefinitely as long as the business operates. 6. Control of funds. The investor must have control over the funds and be at risk financially, which demonstrates a true commitment to the business. This is where the use of an escrow account often comes into play.
That's a great overview, Shah. And speaking of substantial investments, we often hear that escrow accounts can help make this process easier, especially for franchise investors. Can you explain how escrow works in this context?
Sure thing, Suzanne. An escrow account holds funds until certain conditions, like E2 visa approval, are met. When investing in a franchise, the funds are committed, but only released if the visa is approved, reducing the investor's financial risk. For the US government, escrow shows a serious commitment without fully risking the funds up front.
So, while escrow can be useful, is it necessary for every E2 application?
No, it's not mandatory. Escrow is simply one way to structure the investment to meet the control of funds and substantial investment requirements. Some investors prefer to make partial investments, such as paying franchise fees or initial setup costs, to show financial commitment. Others may document their funds as available for investment if the visa is approved. Ultimately, each approach depends on the investor's risk tolerance and the nature of the business.
Got it. So, the key is really to show a substantial, non-marginal commitment. Can you explain why the non-marginal part is so crucial to E2 approval?
Absolutely. The E2 visa aims to bring economic benefits to the US. A marginal investment, which only generates minimal income, won't qualify. The business should either create jobs for US workers or generate enough income to support the investor and their family. For franchises, this means looking at opportunities with realistic growth potential, which aligns well with E2 requirements.
That makes sense. So, how does the Shah Peerally Law Group help investors meet these requirements and make their E2 visa journey successful?
We support clients in each step of the E2 process. First, we assess their investment to make sure it's substantial and meets E2 criteria. For franchise investors, we can help with escrow options, documentation, and structuring the investment to show full compliance with E2 requirements. Additionally, we assist in demonstrating the non-marginal nature of the business, whether that's through job creation plans or financial projections. Our goal is to maximize each client's chance of approval while helping them secure their investment. They can reach out to us at the Shah Peerally Law Group by visiting our website, www.peerallylaw.com, or by calling 510-742-5887. We offer consultations to go over their situation and strategize the best approach for a successful E2 application. We're here to ensure our clients have the guidance they need to turn their US business dreams into reality.
Thanks, Shah. This has been a fantastic breakdown of the E2 visa process, especially for franchise investors. For those of you tuning in, if you're considering the E2 visa or know someone who might be, don't forget to share this episode. And, as always, subscribe for more episodes on US immigration insights. Thanks for listening, everyone.